Brush and bound algorithm in industrial scheduling. How does it work? Supposedly we have 4 jobs, as you could see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and those jobs are, we have the processing time, we have the release time, and we have the due date. Okay, so we have to bear in mind the following. As we did see in the Lateness software, the critical ratio of 2 jobs, for example, job 1, job 5, and job 3, I will show it to you in a second. If 2 jobs, job 1 and job 3, both have, like this have the release date of 3 and this has the release date of 5. However, the due date here is 11 and this one is 10. Okay, so we are at past 3 hours, or we are exactly at the 3rd hour. Okay, so we're not in a state to be able to compare between 2 jobs because the release date of the 4 is not due yet, it's not valid now. So we must start job 3 regardless of the earliest due date. But while if we get to the 5th hour, okay, so here if both jobs are valid, we would be able to start them. So we consider the earliest due date, which is 10 or 11. Okay, so let's see in this example what will happen. So we start here, we have 4 jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, as we said earlier, and we have the due date 8, 12, 11, and 10. If you want to find the sequence of this job, is extremely clear that we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, or we start with 2, or we start with job 3, or we start with job 4. Okay, however, we have to bear in mind the following. Job 4, we cannot start it before the 5th hour, and it finishes at the 10th hour. Okay, job 1, for example, we start at 0, and we need 4 hours. Okay, so we were able to do job 1 even before starting job 4. We're able to do job 2 as a release is 1, it only requires 2 hours even before starting job 4. Okay, so no way on earth we're gonna start with job 4 as a first option. Let's see concerning job 3. So job 3, it starts at 3 and it finishes at 9. Okay, for the same logic, we're able to start job 2 and we're able to finish job 2 even before releasing job 3 to the schedule. Okay, so this one as well is not feasible. Okay, so let's start. Now we have 2 remaining options. We start with job 1 or we start with job 2. Let's see how does it go. But the condition to bear in mind in this brush and bound way of solving, if we select job 1 to start with, we're not allowed to interrupt job 1. We have to finish it. If we select job 2 to start with it, we're not allowed to interrupt job 2. We have to finish it. Any other job to be scheduled after job 1, we are able to interrupt them. So here we start with job 1. Job 1, it requires 4 hours, as it's obvious here. It requires 4 hours. Okay, we finish from job 1. Okay, we are at the 4th hour. Okay, so the remaining option here, either we have 3 remaining jobs. So job 2, job 3, job 4. The earliest due date, again I'm gonna go back to the same idea. The earliest due date is 10, so job 4, it has more priority. However, since the release date of job 4 is the 5th hour, so job 4 is not in a competition state with job 2 and job 3 because we're not yet at the 5th hour. We're still at the 4th hour because job 4, it finished at 4. Okay, at the 4th hour. So when we are at the 4th hour, as I said earlier, this is the critical ratio we did in Lateness software. So we have 2 remaining options, job 2 or job 3, and job 4 is not again in the competition state with job 2 and job 3 because it's not yet its release time. Okay, so the remaining jobs we have to choose from is job 2 or job 3. The due date for job 2 is 12 and the due date for job 3 is 11. So by default we start job 3, which is 11, because if both jobs they have the release time is valid, we check the earliest due date. So job 3 it has more priority. Okay, so we do job 3 for 1 hour. Okay, and then we are here at the release time. As we spoke earlier, we have to list all the release date of all the jobs, and we always compare when we get to that time. اللي بدي اقوله يعني نحن بنقول على الساعة 5 عندنا جوب الرابع فينا نبلشه، حطولي بحط براسي انه بس تصير الساعة 5 لازم انا اتفقد انه اذا بقدر بلش job 4 yes or no. Okay, يعني I always list all the release time, and once I get to that time I have to recheck all the jobs whether I can start a specific job or not. Okay, so صرت على الساعة 5 بما انه the due date of job 4 it is smaller than job 2 and job 3, so I interrupt job 3. I do job 4 لل10، برجع بعمل job 3 لأنه due date تبعه أقل، برجع بعمل job 2، برجع بطلع الليتنس هون وبشوف الماكسيموم تبعتها هي 5. اوكي، الأذر اوبشن هي قلنا نحن يا ببلش ب 1 أو ببلش ب 2. جيت هون بدي بلش ب 2. Again I have to remind you إنه and do not interrupt the first job I select. يعني إذا قلت بدي بلش ب 2 I'm not allowed to interrupt the job 2. I have to finish it. So job 2 it requires 2 hours. بلش على ال 1 hour and then I finish after 2 more hours. So it takes me from 1 to the 3rd hour. Okay, it takes me from 1 to the 3rd hour. برجع بتطلع okay مين الريليز ديت على الثيرد اور؟ هن job 1 و job 3. job 4 is not yet valid as a release date, so I have to wait. The two jobs I need to select from هن job 1 and job 3 اللي هن release date وحدة 0 وحدة 3. So and both are valid to be in a competition. The next selection option هي due date which is job 1 اللي هي 8. Okay, this will take me حدا بيقول لي هون انه وصلت على ال5 would I have to stop and recompare؟ لا، job 1 always win لأنه it has the earliest due date. برجع بعيد لو عم بعيد هيدي الفكرة so many times. If both jobs the release date are valid, the second selection criteria هي ال earliest due date. okay, بشتغل هون بحط job 1 و job 2. next point I need to go from here. حطيت ال1 وعملت هون ال2. مين اللي عنده الماكسيموم ليتنس؟ هي هيدي بدي انا I have to minimize this maximum lateness. اوكي، هذا قديش في تأخير فيها. so I select this one. so job 1 على اكيد هي اول وحدة، هي 100%. اوكي، so the next where to go from here. job 1 انا مجبور فيه كبداية، بدي نقي job 2 job 3 job 4. again نفس الكونسبت، بطلع على الريليز، بطلع على الريليز تايم. اوكي، again نفس الكونسبت، يعني بطلع انا هون على الريليز تايم اوف ذا جوبز. بمعنى يعني انا job 1 هلا صرت مجبور فيه، خلصت job 1، بدي طلع على الريليز. job 1 بيخلص لانه it requires 4 hours, it finished at the 4th hour. so all the release هيدي وهيدي are valid, this one not yet at the 4th hour. so I need to select the earliest due date between those two, 11 or 12. okay, 11 or 12. so which one I would consider, which one is more valid for me, and I would have to consider it. okay, هلا مثل ما حكينا نحن we select job 1 خلاص صار عنا يا اما نبلش job 2 or job 3. again this has been selected. we check at the release time, both are valid, so we check as a due date for both of those jobs. okay, we select the due date of both of those jobs. okay, هلا بيجي حدا بيقول لي طب ليش نقينا job 2 ما دغري على يمينة اخذنا job 3؟ يعني both release time are valid both, and then the second selection criteria هي due date. في بس one concept انه نحن يعني هذا الريليز تايم تبعها هي 3. okay, و this one release time تبعها 5. نحن we can do job 2 because it only requires 2 units before this one is starting. من هيك هي ما إلش معنى أبدا هيدي بس we did it just for the sake of showing it. okay. بمعنى هون أنا بطلع على release date 2 and 3 they are candidate بس due date عفوا is a second criterion to select which job to select. okay, so this one it has earliest due date, so therefore I need to go with a 3. okay, وبكملوا نفس الطريقة for the remaining. بس برجع بذكركم إنه once you select the 3 no interruption till you finish the 3, and then those two you could interrupt them based on the release and the due date. okay.